Hello, welcome to my video demonstrating my final project for COMP3005. My name is Alexander Breeze, student number 101143291. My project was on a military database to keep track of soldiers and their deployments and missions. These are the application requirements. They are for a much larger, more encompassing database. Currently, a subset of the database has been implemented as funds were not allocated for the full thing. However, the current database is sufficient to meet the requirements for the project. So here is the ER diagram. As you can see, there are servicemen. They are people in the military. They have various pieces of information, as well as their custom military identification number. There are two kinds of servicemen: administrators, which deal with, well, databases like this, and they have a password and clearance. And then there are also soldiers who have a current status because they are deployed in nations and participate in missions. Soldiers can go on tours in nations. Soldiers can have many tours. Nations can have many soldiers doing tours in them. Thus, this is an end-to-end relationship. Nations are identified by a name, and they also tend to have one or more leaders, depending on their current status. Missions have various information about them, most notably the clearance required, the objective, and the result. They are identified by their code name. Missions must be located in a nation. There can be many missions in one nation, so that is an end-to-one relationship. Missions also have soldiers going on them, and soldiers go on many missions, so that is an end-to-end relationship. And missions must have soldiers. So now that that's out of the way, we can go to the actual implementation. The backend is a Python server, and the front end is a localhost JavaScript website. To begin, we will search for soldier by name. We will search for Smith, and there is no one. Now we will search for Smith, and we get that there is John Smith. His ID is 2. And we can see that that is what was returned from the database. Now if we open up the database, well, the backend, we can see that it selected first, last, and ID as shown from soldier with the last name Smith, which was our query. Now we will search for another one. Let's search for Stallone, and we can see that it's lagging. And now we can see that it stopped lagging, and we can see that Rambo Stallone is indeed in this army. He is number 1. If we search for someone with the same last name as another person, for example Rickman, we can see that there are multiple results. It is simply one row of results for every 3 returns, and it's the same query, but it returns multiple rows, as queries tend to do. If we want more information, we can simply click on their identifier, and we get an enhanced information table. So we can see all the information on Alan Rickman. If we click on a different person, it updates to a different information. And if we look at the database, then we can see it selects everything from soldier with that ID, because you selected their ID, so that is what was searched for, and in this case you want all the information. Next we will move on to missions, so we can search for missions by code name. We will search for Manhattan, and that was a mission with the code name Manhattan. The objective was to make a nuke, and it was successful. Oddly enough, the clearance was low. It was located in America, which you cannot see, but America is a foreign key to nation. And we can see here it simply selects everything from the mission table with the given code name. Now we can search for another mission, Big Apple. We can see that once again we get results, standard search queries. Now we'll search for epicness, and we can see once again we get results. Epicness 2 also has results. Finally, we will go to this last search thing, where we can search for soldiers and missions to see if a given soldier went on a given mission. So if we try to see if Stallone went on mission epicness, we can see that he did not. But now if we went on mission epicness 2, we can see that he did. And if we look at the query for this last thing, we can see that it selects his information from soldier table, where the ID is equal to the soldier ID resulting from joining the soldier table with the participated table, which stores an end-to-end relationship between soldiers and missions, and selecting only the rows where the mission had the given code name and the soldier participated had the given last name. So this is my end-to-end relationship query, which searches for soldiers based on the missions they participated in, which, as shown before, is an end-to-end relationship. Also up here, this is my secondary query, which provides a secondary refinement. This meets all the requirements of the database, and it also handles certain issues like refreshing outputs to get rid of anything that was in the way, and it handles no results found. So hopefully this is good enough to get me full marks on the project. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.